Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great day. Christmas Eve. I left the red shirt on for you guys. I left the sweats on, or the pajama bottoms on. I wanted to congratulate Robbie De Niro and Kelly Hunter and the entire family over at Athletes Unleashed. That is amazing, amazing news. I'm so happy and for them. In a million years, I didn't think that New York State, they would hear this case at this point. Kathy, what's going on? Charlie, what's going on? Great to see you. And thank you to Kathy for sharing that information. As a matter of fact, as soon as Kathy shared it with me, it was, Marie called me up, Marie Rock called me up and was telling me, and, that Dale Federico was sharing it everywhere. So amazing, amazing news. Thank you to Robbie for fighting the fight, and Kelly and Paul Cambria and Mike Lomas and that entire Freedom Before Fear team. I want to thank them so much for all the hard work and effort that they put in. If you guys don't know Athletes Unleashed, it's open now. Hey, Dan, what's up, brother? If you don't know Athletes Unleashed, it's 3646 California Road in Orchard Park. Go join up and go start working out over at that gym. It's a huge win, great win, historic, great win for everybody. Hey, Jen, what's up, sweetheart? Anna, I hope I said hi. Tell Joshua I said hi. And I mean, it's great for them. It's amazing. So 25% restriction is removed. That is gone. They can open up to 100% capacity. That's amazing. So I'm just so joyous, so happy for them. What I want to do is I want to tell you guys to all go to Tim Walton, WALTON TV. He's got a website. Now go to Tim Walton TV. He will show the proceedings in their entirety so that you can see how they were handled and what the decision was. I want you guys to be able to go there and see that. Now, my understanding is this. Cuomo, the way the case was written, I had my attorneys review the case and the way it was written. What it was to try to get Robbie to be able to open without the 25% restriction. What else was written in there, I don't know how it was addressed in court. All I do know is exactly, hey, David, what's up, brother? Great to see you. Gretchen, great to see you. What I do know is that the 25% restriction, I'm going to turn that off. Sorry, guys. I'm going to, let's see, be right back here. So, the 25% capacity was eliminated. Whether they're looking to be completely free without masks or anything else, I didn't see that written in there. So all of those same rules and social distancing, I'm assuming would apply. Also, the case was just for Athletes Unleashed. Now, with Small Business Coalition, what we have been doing is partnering and aligning with Freedom Before Fear. That's Robbie and Mike Lomas and that entire group over there. They're fighting from one end, and we're in unison, in a unified and united way, working together, utilizing one another. Like I said, it's always better to attack from multiple fronts, every single front that you can. So my understanding, based on my attorney's review of the case, is that it just applies to Athletes Unleashed. Now, you say, Pete, but it's precedent. It should extend across everybody. Absolutely, it should. Down in Pennsylvania, there was a case heard it was a federal case whether restaurants needed to, if they could be open. Scott, what's up, brother? Great to see you. If the restaurants could be open, I believe that was the case. Hey, Dan, what's going on, brother? But they ruled on it favorably. It was a judge, I can't remember the judge, I want to say Scratney, but I may be wrong. Whoever the judge was, it was a federal judge, and the decision should have extended across the country, but it did not, and it has not. And we've seen in states like New York, like California, that it hasn't. So Hogan Willig, at this point, they have a class action suit for restaurant owners. If you decide you want to be a part of that, Sharon, what's up, hon? Great to see you. If you decide you want to be a part of that, contact Hogan Willig or contact Ralph Galuzzi of Raphael's Restaurant in Hamburg. He's on Facebook. You can also find his the phone number, leave a message for him. He'll call you back about how you can join your restaurant onto that class action suit. Now, what a class action suit will do will impact all of the businesses that are part of that class action suit. So, for example, when you take a look at a case, like if you don't, you know how you, with a class action, you have to sign on. It's like if you're on the lottery, you know, if you don't pay that dollar, you're not going to win it. Same thing with a class action suit, where if you're not on it, you're not going to receive damages. The decision that's rendered should apply to all restaurants. But what's happening in businesses, but what's happening in what they have decided to do at these state levels and these county levels and the federal level is say, no, that's null and void now. That it's not setting precedent, and it should, like Robbie's case, by all rights, should, in all measure, should apply to all businesses, all gyms. Because if his gym can stay open, then all gyms should be able to stay open. But that's not the way the state is looking at it. And as evidenced, an example by Cuomo, when the case was won at the Supreme Court level about churches and not being able to mandate restrictions on them, Cuomo came out and said that only applies to this church. That's it. Doesn't apply to any other churches. Well, it does across the board, but that's not the way he's interpreting it. And that's not the way they're enforcing it, which is the big thing, okay? Enforcement. So what does enforcement entail? Enforcement entails fines, shutting it down, shutting off your electricity, taking your license away, those types of things. Putting police officers posted up outside your doors. The other thing is this: it applies only for COVID-19. It does not extend across all pandemics, and it does not insist that the government has to justify the level of pandemic. What it did say was, what I know it said, the case, Robbie's case, was that, hey, Deborah, that the legislative body, because they weren't acting, the governor didn't have the authority to make the decisions that he did. But it applies to to Robbie's business only. So what would happen now, as evidenced by Cuomo with the churches, saying that no, this Supreme Court decision, it doesn't apply to everybody. It only applies to that church and that group of churches, and that's it. Pulling cars. Flashback to pulling cars when the Sportsman had there, and I think it was the Sportsman and two other bars, if I'm not mistaken. Rico, what's up, brother? Great to see you. Jen, what's going on, hun? So what Pulling Cars said after the Sportsman won the right to be able to advertise events, Pulling Cars came out and says it only applies to these three restaurants, these bars, and that's it. Nobody else can. If you want it to apply to you, you need to have your case heard before a court. That's what Pulling Cars said. Now, is that legit? That's what Cuomo said. Is that legit? By every other standard, historically, no. If Mike, what's up? I agree with you 1,000%, Mike. 1,000%. So, what they're going to do is package this up. So Pulling Cars is already ready. Cuomo's going to come out, and they're going to both say, this applies to this gym and this gym alone. That is it. If you want to open up to 100% capacity with your gym, you're going to need to file a lawsuit and prove that you're able to open up. That's not the way it should ever be. Ever, ever, ever in a million years. But that's what they're going to do. That's what they have done. So just ask your attorney. Don't go by me. Read the decision. Watch the decision on Tim Walton TV. He has it posted up there. I'm sure that Athletes Unleashed has their page as well. And, Freedom Before Fear as well. You guys can join that page. That is Robbie De Niro's page. And what you can do is look at the case and watch it, and then submit it to your attorney for review so that you can get exactly, you can get a legal mind to interpret it. I've had my attorneys look at it, and this is what they have said. But you need to exercise responsibility and look at it, view it, send it to your attorney and say, hey, how does this apply to me, or does it apply to me? And what they can say is, no, it doesn't. You need to file a suit against them. If you want to do a class action suit, great. We can do that. We'll get all these businesses on board, and then we can go ahead and do that. Which, with Robbie's case, they could have done that as well, but I don't know what went into the decision as to why they did it just for them. Not really certain if they felt they were going to have a much better chance in front of a judge, and my guess is probably that was the case, and that they were going to use that as leverage, that decision as leverage to show every other gym that's out there, look, we did it, you can too. Whether you're going to do it through the judiciary, or you're just going to have the courage now to open up yourself and let Department of Health come over, and those two sheriffs that come over. Now, facts are this. Like Mike said, you have to open your business. And Robbie has stated this, and we've been stating this from the very beginning. You have to open your business. And because what's going to end up happening is there's going to be something else that's going to arise that the governor or pulling cars are going to say, well, the decision that was rendered here, the facts that were associated with this case here are no longer the case. We're in a new pandemic. There's a whole new set of circumstances and criteria, and we're shutting your business down again. So the reason we are from Small Business Coalition attacking this from the way that we are is we are informing, educating, empowering, and imparting knowledge and wisdom, legal information to everybody. This is how we are working with Freedom Before Fear and Athletes Unleashed and Paul Cambria. What we're doing is we have assembled and compiled this information in detail. And I just got off the phone with Marie. I was glad that she called me because I needed to. Spoke with Dawn a little bit earlier, and we have about 20 people that have been interested in being our street team and going out there with all of the information. They're going to be advanced educators, and Jeremy has been working very hard behind the scenes to compile all the restaurants and small businesses and salon owners and gyms that are out there. And what's going on is we want to reach out to each and every one of these businesses, and then it have this exponential effect and explode, that once we communicate this information to these businesses, these business owners, that they can then talk to their friends. Natalie, what's going on? I totally agree with that. Absolutely. I know, Natalie, I'm not going to say anything about that. I promised I wouldn't, but you have a very, very valid point. Absolutely. So what Natalie says for you guys, Jim, what's going on, brother? Paul, great to see you, buddy. So what's going on? Natalie says all businesses need to get into a private membership association immediately. It stops all government intrusion. She has someone who can do this for $700, where attorneys are charging $25,000. And Natalie is right. So she nailed that point home. What a private membership association is that your members come in, they have ownership of your property to come and be able to do what they want to do when they want to do, like a key. You think about a situation like that. And she's absolutely right. That's one of the mechanisms and the vehicles by which to do this. Other ways are what Small Business Coalition we've assembled. So what we've assembled are all the different ways and avenues you can exercise your rights. Now, Department of Health officials, they are the first line, and there's only a handful of them. Literally, there are probably a dozen Department of Health officials that have shut down hundreds of millions of dollars in profits for local businesses. That's it. So either by physically going into those establishments, or just by fear alone, because they had gone into other businesses, they stayed shut down. And that's how they operate. Now remember what Cuomo said months and months and months and months ago. I know it. Yep, absolutely. That's what we're talking about, Devin. Absolutely. Hey, Jessica. So that's what we're talking about, the case. Absolutely. It is great. It is great. We're going over all the details on that. So, with the private membership association, that is one mechanism. What we have built with Small Business Coalition, it empowers you and enables you to stay open. but literally 12 Department of Health officials or less, these radicalized leftists, are the ones that are responsible for all of our businesses shutting down. Now we need to go after them. Hey Joe, what's up? Merry Christmas, brother. Merry Christmas Eve. Hey Tracy, what's up, sweetheart? So what we need to do at this point is this. All businesses do need to open up. And you know Robbie has been encouraging that. You know we have been encouraging that as well. So open up, but Small Business Coalition, we're getting together. Maria's going to call me back this afternoon. We're going to get all this information emailed to our street team. We are going to get all of it so that it can start being, Jeremy has been collecting all the business names. We start calling business by business by business in each town, and we give them the information, because here's what's going to happen. All right? And if you think for a second that this isn't going to happen, it absolutely is. Okay? This is regardless if Trump stays in office or not, because Trump has been in office for the past year and we've had lockdown measures here. So what's happening now is what we're seeing in the media, right? COVID-20, a new strain, they're calling it, of COVID-19. It's mutated thousands of times. And this, again, is just misinformation after misinformation, just like I started with Cuomo. So what Cuomo says is this. A few months ago, I have no vehicle, said it right in one of his briefings, I have no way of enforcing this stuff. And said it to everybody. He gave himself his out. He said, I have no way of enforcing this. You go back through the press briefings and see it. Watch him say it. I have no way of enforcing any one of these measures. None. We have no vehicle or mechanism to do that. It's all compliance. If people will comply willingly, then that's what they do. So they will make it seem like it's a mandate, and they'll say mandate. You'll hear them say mandate, rule, every other term, but they will not call it law. They refuse to call it law because that gives them their out. All they say is, hey, we were just advising. That's what over and over and over, Constitutional Supreme Court, every pandemic before this, how many pandemics were there? I had it. Oh, God, I lost the number. I forget how many there were. I think it was 26 that we've had. 26 pandemics since 1900 that we've had. And every single time governments have said you can only advise, you cannot enforce. You can only advise, you cannot enforce. So, hey, Melanie, what's going on? And and Natalie, guys, if you don't know Natalie Renee Greer, she's a brilliant mind. I believe she has 4 kids. Jen, what's going on, hon? But she is on top of this stuff, owns it. If you ever want to talk to her, Eric, of course, Eric Hughes Jones is another one. But Natalie, she's just, give me no insult. Natalie's savant with this stuff. Like, she gets it, and she compiles the information. So reach out to her if you're seeing her name on this side. But thank you so much for Natalie for everything that she does. So they give themselves their outs. But already what we're seeing in the UK is new strain. No kidding. There's thousands of mutations that have happened with COVID-19, just like every other virus. And now they're already talking about COVID-20 coming down. If you think for a second that they aren't going, 99.98 survival rate, everybody. That's all age groups, that's comorbidity, that is everything. 99.98 survival rate. So for a virus that was 0.02 deadly, and not even that deadly for most people. If you're healthy or below the age of 40 or even 70, you're not going to die from it. Your likelihood of dying from it is remote at best. It's 0.0 whatever it is. That's everybody, 0.02. You know, what did it start off? It was going to be 10%, right? And we were going to have 2.5 million people die. And just ridiculous numbers, and all the lie after lie after lie after lie. Absolutely, Natalie. She's getting into that over here, but it's not going to end. So educate yourselves on what the case was specifically. If you can open up your business or your gym specifically, Know the risks inherent with opening up your business. And what those risks are fines. Don't pay them. You're going to get fined. You don't pay them. Don't let them on your premises. Tell them they're trespassing. We have a whole packet for your restaurant, for the businesses, restaurant owners included, that you'll have to give to these gangs that come out and try to keep your businesses shut down. And the great part about it is it's going to apply for COVID-19, COVID-20. You're not going to be able to just open up your business. Everybody's going to be able to open up their businesses. And you enforce your rights. Tim, thank you so much, brother. I really appreciate Tim Walton, everybody. He's doing an amazing job. Thank you for putting that up. I told them Tim Walton TV, get it up there, view that. Josh, hey, what's going on? And also, guys, Cuomo Crap. Tim Walton has Como Crap. If you haven't been to it, it's awesome. He's got a whole bunch of great stuff on that page. Nate, what's up, brother? So go to Como Crap and Tim Walton TV to watch the decision, historic decision. Great job for Robbie. That is awesome news. Paul Cambria, thank you so much to him. And then, the efforts that he had and the judge in the case, even now. So you guys know Marie and Eric are already on top of, because the arguments that they were going with the defense, the prosecution, or whatever they call that, what their argument is that it's a pandemic, it's extraordinary conditions, circumstances, and the judge actually was saying that and admitting some of that as well. So what Marie and Eric are doing right now is they're putting together a list of how it doesn't elevate to that level. And how they're able to do that is they're going to compile that information, but also that lawsuit that is being initiated in Germany globally for huge, massive violations of human rights and people practicing medicine without, having any authority to do so. That case is huge, and all the information is there for Marie and Eric to be able to get that out to all of us and to that judge, and to say, look, this is it. It doesn't elevate to pandemic level. All of the rights that they're asserting that they have, they don't. They haven't proven it. Just like in Robbie's case, they did not prove that anybody contracted COVID in there. And that's a big part of this whole puzzle, guys. So Lorna, what's up, hon? Great to see you. Great to see you, Lorna. But great decision. It's a joyous day for Robbie. All the hard work Tim put in, all the hard work that Mike Lomas put in, and that team over there, Freedom Before Fear, the Kelsey Squared over there, and that whole team at Financial Guys, and everybody that works so hard. I'm so appreciative of them. Huge, huge win. And this is it. Even if it just applies to Robbie and Athletes Unleashed. And like I said, exercise responsibility, guys. View what Tim has on his website, all right? Take a look at it, listen to it, send it to your attorney. Jenny, what's up? Anyways, so you have your attorney review it so that you can be responsible and act accordingly, that you're not putting yourself at risk, all right? You're never putting yourself at risk for opening up your business. That's just the fact. Don't pay the fine. Don't let them enter onto your property. Lock the doors. If police are going to barricade themselves and chain that stuff up, then we've got documentation that you give to them, and then you can sue them and hold them personally liable and accountable for what they're doing. It is great news. It is absolutely great news. But the qualifier is this. Very, very symbolic win. And the hearts are going to be energized, and this is going to remotivate people, which is great. That's what we need. We need people to be invigorated and to be enthusiastic about what's going on. We need that. But it is symbolic. Now, it has to be meat and potatoes. Rubber meets the road. All the cliches for you and your business. Make sure you review the video in its entirety. Look at the case. Look at the decision rendered, and then send that to your attorney for review so you can make a decision that you feel you're making with all the information that you can have that will be right for you and acting and behaving responsibly. In my opinion, you should open up. And you guys know that. Like, if Robbie's business can open up and Robbie feels the same way and Kelly feels, and we all feel the same way, every single one of us involved in this, all businesses should be able to open up. No limitations, no capacity. And hopefully when that Hogan Willig case is won, that, class action, couldn't think of that. Once that decision is rendered, then hopefully that's going to help a ton of restaurants. But the symbolism is this. They have figured out how to shut us down and how easy it is to get everybody to willingly comply. It's going to be up to each one of us to educate as many businesses and business owners as we can to show them that that is illegal and fraudulent. And that's what we're building. The next step is this, and you guys have heard me talking about this. I was talking about share the pair from the very beginning. When they first shut down the businesses, I'm like, what? Okay, government, okay, school, you're shut down, you're not teaching. Give back the money that you're not using. This government agency, this court, law enforcement, all of these businesses that are out there, firefighters, same thing. I'm sorry, people are like, no, shouldn't have to. Why shouldn't you have to give the money back? If you're operating at half capacity or less, what's up, Heidi Pete? What's going on? Siobhan, what's going on, hon? So if you're operating at a quarter or a tenth, whatever capacity you're operating at, that money shouldn't be yours. You're getting that money for doing nothing. And that money should have gone back, share the pair. That's the way it should have been from the very beginning. But it wasn't. In these government agencies, they all kept taking our money over and over again. Record profits from essential businesses. And guys, years and years ago, they established what these essential businesses would be under a pandemic. And they were all the businesses that stayed open and were allowed to stay open. They all, hey, what's up, Dale? Great to see you, brother. They all knew what was going to happen. So I've already been in discussions with my attorneys and Eric about the likelihood or possibility of suing Amazon, Walmart, Target, all of the big businesses. Now, not necessarily supermarkets, because, supermarkets were able to, they're distributing food, right? And maybe not necessarily, pharmacies, but Amazon and Walmart and Target and Home Depot and Lowe's that were deemed essential while other businesses were locked down and shut down, other sectors, and they made hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars in profit. Billions and billions of dollars overall in profit. Trillions of dollars in profit. So much so that they gave out one single business, $700 million in bonuses. That should have been the gym owners, the salon owners, the small business owners, the restaurant owners, all the businesses that were crushed and destroyed. We know pulling cars. We know dreams have been destroyed. We know dreams have been crushed, but we don't care because Home Depot's over here making all their money, and I get $800,000 from a grant from 43 North, and I'm going to call it admin fees. And I gave my buddy Mark Odium $10,000, so I'm good. I'm okay. I'm getting overtime. Burstein's getting overtime. Everybody's happy. While business owners are floundering and not getting any money at all. So I'm already discussing, I've been discussing this for months and months and months, the likelihood and the possibility of filing a mass class action civil suit against these Home Depots and Lowe's of the world and everybody else that is out there. Amazon, of course, absolutely, Walmart, Target, and the like. Any other business that was allowed to operate during this that was giving hundreds of millions of dollars in bonuses and collectively made trillions of dollars in profits, their stocks going through the roof, they should have to share the pair. They should have to give that money up to these small businesses and people who lost their jobs. So that's the next part of this. So huge, huge, huge win. Thank you so much to Robbie De Niro. Thank you to Paul Cambria. Thank you to the judge that rendered that decision. I don't know what his name is. Watasik, I think it may have been Watasik, but I may be wrong if somebody knows who it is. Thank you so much to Kelly Hunter, the entire family over at Athletes Unleashed. I'm so happy for you guys. If you guys haven't yet, go to Tim Walton TV or Cuomo Crap. That's Tim Walton. Tim Walton was instrumental in this whole thing. Without Tim, so much of this doesn't happen. So much of it doesn't happen. Tim was the entire reason why the video got out the way that it did. The entire reason. Without him, it doesn't happen. And Robbie getting together that small business meeting that night and the people coming out that did. It doesn't happen without him doing that. Athletes Unleashed doing what they're doing. So what I strongly recommend to you guys is go out and get your family a gift certificate for Athletes Unleashed and any other gym in the area. Go get them a gift certificate for this upcoming year because everybody needs to work out. We got to lose some LBs. But, go over there and support them. Thank them for what they did for our area. Not just our area, but the entire state and the entire country. So thank you to everything that they have done. And like I said, never in a million years would I have expected this case to be heard on Christmas Eve. I was like, okay, they postponed it, which sucked, whatever it was. I think it was the 16th. That was the original date. And they said they were going to hear it today. I was like, they ain't going to hear it. And they did. So awesome, awesome, awesome victory, guys. It's something to celebrate, Reach out to one another, call one another, talk to one another, go on Facebook, social media, put it out there, let everybody know. But guys, be measured, all right? Please, please, please be measured and reserved with the information that you're putting out there because you have to act responsibly. I've had my attorneys review this, and it states that they've stated clearly over and over, it just applies within this narrow purview for Athletes Unleashed. So review the video on Tim Walton TV, the proceeding, watch it, evaluate it, see what the actual lawsuit said from the very beginning, and then send it off to your attorney and see if it applies to your gym or your friend's gym or whatever. But great, great, great victory. So great way to start the holiday for everybody. I know everybody's super excited. So I just wanted to take a second to come on. I love you guys very much. And I'm probably going to come on later too because I do have more things to talk about. But Marie was on the phone. Everybody was like, this is great news. I'm super excited for those guys. So great, great, great things. I love you guys very much. Enjoy your day. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.